Alright everybody, welcome back to Skyway Classics YouTube channel. We're now going for a ride in our 1964 Chevy Impala. Of course, very popular in today's world, as you do know, whether it be the song or whether it be the car itself. Mostly, if you know, all the ways on the California side, you see a lot of these Impalas. Definitely nice to see one down here in Florida since they are coming a little bit rare. But anyway, going into the one we have here featuring a full-on red exterior. As you do see, it still has the old school Impala hubcaps on it. Look like they haven't fallen off from me turning over left or right. Other than that, as you can see, it has the back wheel well skirts. They always come on the side. Sometimes you'd see them on a lot of the older cars, maybe even the Thunderbirds. But anyway, it has been the biggest vehicle of the Chevy family, along with the Caprice, or I would say Chevelle is more of a mid-size, but the Impala definitely takes the room. Of course, being 6 foot tall, I have a lot of room in this vehicle, which moves on to the inside. As you can see, having the stock cluster there, as you can see, still working. Having 36,000 reading from there, but we never know if it's truly accurate. Other than that, we have our little lights there that always show us our temperature, oil, or our gen light. If you do notice in the walk around video, you did see that the cold light did come on, so that's very well a good sign of showing what works and what doesn't work. Other than that, you got the old school steering wheel here, actually functioning, which is very nice. Other than that, you have the appropriate console on there for an automatic. Twin bucket seats, old school door panels with, in fact, a electric window. Nice feature to have. No, I didn't have that back in 64, but it's always nice to add a little something modern to the vehicle. Other than that, you still got that nice roomy back seat there with the speaker in the middle. Definitely nice. In fact, we do have a newer model tune-knob radio with cassette, so of course I can't do now while I'm driving and holding the phone, but other than that, it is a pretty clean interior as well as the rest of the car. But anyway, as we move on to the engine bay, featuring a 327 small block, definitely a good demonstration of how well kept this car really was, having its old school air cleaner. It's very well designed at the 327 on the valve covers. Also, you can see it does have the factory style AC, so that's very nice to have as well. Of course, being a black interior car like in Florida is almost like driving in a fishbowl. But other than that, we do have some pictures of the front stamping and also as well as the back. So if you like to do your little history or look up on the vehicle motor, that'd be a nice little touch, because I do recall seeing on the front pad it matching the VIN number, but it's always good to check online to make sure it's always accurate. But as for now though, we are just going to get this fine little ride turned around and up on the lift, so have a minute, stay tuned, and we'll get her on the lift.